Hello, I'm David de Jesus Rangel Maldonado. I'm a student from the 8th semester Group B, and I'm currently doing my social service at Escuela Secundaria Técnica 15 in Cacahuatán, Chiapas. And in this video, I'm going to talk about what my project was, what that was focused on. So this project was focused in a topic that, in my opinion, is very important for the English learning and teaching. And this was addressing educational disparity between students with cognitive disabilities inside the classroom. So I did some time of observation, and during that time, when I was looking for a problem to work on, I found a significant one related to this ability of the students with cognitive disabilities to keep up with the learning pace of their classmates inside the classroom. These students face difficulties in understanding and fully participating in educational activities due to the inadequacy of the didactic material and teaching strategies to their specific needs. This problem is of great relevance as it directly affects the well-being and academic success of students with cognitive disabilities. In addition, it also has important implications for the teaching of English as a second language, as it limits accessibility and fairness in learning for all students, regardless of their linguistic cognitive abilities. So, during the course of this project, in order to face this challenge, a pedagogical intervention was designed and carried to address these specific needs of the students. It was through the implementation of a series of adaptive and personalized strategies to ensure the active and effective participation of students with cognitive disabilities in the learning process. These strategies included the adaptation of didactic material, the learning differentiation, and continuous monitoring of students' progress. To do so, a variety of educational resources were used, including adapted didactic materials, technological tools, and practical activities designed to address the individual needs of the students. In addition, we had the support and collaboration of the head teacher of the class and the teacher in charge of the USAER area, the area in charge of this type of students with disabilities in general. The methodological approach was focused on personalized learning and promoting an inclusive and equal learning environment for all students. Now, talking about the result that I obtained, during the process, several significant achievements were observed. First, there was a noticeable improvement in the active participation and engagement of students with cognitive disabilities in the learning process. These students were more comfortable and confident when participating in educational activities that were designed to their specific needs. Also, in addition, an improvement in their academic performance was also observed. They were delivering homework on time and frequently, and they were showing understanding of the topics covered, the topics that we were working on. So these results suggest that the adapted pedagogical strategies implemented during this pedagogical intervention were effective in meeting the specific needs of the students and promoting their academic success. However, several challenges were also faced during this project. One of the main challenges that I faced was the continuous adaptation of didactic material. So it wasn't enough to adapt just once the material, so I had to do it continuously. Also, the lack of resources was another challenge, and the limited time. So this is a topic that has to be covered in a wider period of time, not like this short time, like 4, 5 months. So that was another challenge. And through this experience, several important lessons could be learned. And the most notably, I think the one that I treasure the most is the need of recognize the importance of flexibility and adaptability in teaching to meet the individual needs of all students, because every student works differently, and of course as a teacher you can't adapt to every single student you have, but it is important, if it's possible, to adapt, to be flexible with what they need in order to achieve better results in the learning process. So this pedagogical intervention not only had an impact inside the classroom, but also had positive effects in the community in general, the school community. These students with cognitive disabilities experienced a significant improvement in their emotional well-being, as I mentioned before. They were more participating in the classes, in the learning process in general, and their academic performance was improved. In addition, this intervention promoted a greater sense of inclusion and acceptance in the school community, especially inside the classroom. Because one thing that I noticed when I was doing observation for looking for a problem, when I found this problem, I also noticed that these students were relegated. They were rejected by the other students because of the not being able to keep up the pace with the others. So, for example, sometimes the teacher asked for teamwork, and these students were the other students were like, "We don't want you," or something like that. So this is another improvement that I noticed, a positive impact that I noticed during this project. So as I mentioned, this impact extend beyond the classroom, contributing to the creation of a more inclusive and respectful school culture. And finally, based on the experience, some recommendations that I can give for future interventions or research in this area, I can propose mainly two. The first one, continue researching and developing effective pedagogical strategies to address the specific need of the students. As I mentioned, it will be, we can say, impossible for a teacher to address every single need of students, especially at public schools here in Mexico. For example, this group has 41 students, so there were a lot. One teacher is not enough to address 41 specific needs from 41 different students, so it's impossible. But it can be designed strategies to address, well, maybe not every single one of them, but you can cover most of them, and then most of them, and by groups. So designing these strategies. Also, something that it is very important, and also public schools in Mexico, a lack of that thing, the training and professional development for teachers. So they don't have the training required to deal with these students. So this is another something that I recommend to do: the implementation of training and professional development programs for teachers in order to improve their ability to teach in an inclusive and adaptive way. So this project has not only addressed an important educational need, but also set the foundation for a more inclusive future, at least in that group, in that school. So let's continue to work together to build a world where all students have the opportunity to reach their full potential, no matter what conditions they have or backgrounds of anything. They all have to reach their full potential. And as teachers, we are key part of achieving that.